whoopsies. When we do things for ourselves and we do them to ourselves, that is a reflexive verb. It's like I'm looking in the mirror and I see myself. So I say, me pongo los zapatos. Me pongo is I put on pongo, me, myself. Me pongo los zapatos. But if I'm putting the shoes on my daughter, it's not reflexive. Pongo los zapatos a Emmy. Pongo los zapatos a Emmy. Not me pongo, just pongo. Okay, so Emmy, can you put on your own shoes?
Yes.
Okay. If Emmy puts on her own shoes, then I'm going to say se. Se, like the beginning of the word self. Se, self. So Emmy se pone los zapatos. Muy bien, Emmy. Emmy se pone los zapatos. Yo me pongo los zapatos. Y Emmy se pone los zapatos. But if I put them on her for her, it is without the me, without the se. Yo pongo los zapatos a Emmy. Muy bien. Gracias, Emmy. And then I watch that video and I see that my hair is messed up. So me peino or me arreglo el pelo. But if I fix my daughter's hair, I take out the me or the se. So it's me if you're doing something to myself, se if somebody else is doing something to his or herself or themselves. There are others. If we were in school, we would do the me, te, se, nos, se. So if Emmy and I are both putting on our shoes, we say nos ponemos los zapatos, or Emmy y Max se ponen los zapatos. And if I ask you, I say te pones los zapatos, or cuando te levantas por la mañana, when do you wake up? Yo me levanto a las 6. So one thing that a lot of people do and we don't want to do is all of a sudden when we learn reflexives, we think everything is reflexive, and we don't want to do that. We want to say, yo como el almuerzo. I eat lunch. Yo voy a la escuela. So we're not saying I eat myself. Yo como el almuerzo. We eat lunch. Yo duermo. I sleep. But yo me duermo is I fall asleep. So sometimes a reflexive can change the meaning of a word. So here is what we're going to use to write. This is our word bank, so we can do some transition words and make it a nice paragraph. If we're going to use antes de, we're going to use an infinitive verb. How do we use infinitive verbs if they are reflexive? You hopefully learned that from the teacher video to the Justin Timberlake song. If a reflexive verb is infinitive, you're going to keep the pronoun at the end. So I'll show you an example of that. That would be something like saying, if I wanted to say before going to bed, I'm going to say antes de acostarme, which is the infinitive for going to bed. So there's your pronoun, and here is your infinitive verb. So that would be before going to bed. You can feel free to use that exact one in your writing if you want, because we only have so much support while we are trying to do this on our own. So you can use that one, or if you think you can figure it out, you can use something else, like before taking a shower or after showering. This is what I do. So I started with un día típico durante la cuarentena es así. Durante significa during. So I'm going to tell you about a typical day during the quarantine, rather than my normal life. Primero, me levanto a las 7. With the phrase me levanto, there's your whole reflexive verb. It is optional to say yo or not. So if I want to, I can add in yo me levanto. The thing that is not optional is the me. because this is a reflexive verb. You're literally getting yourself out of bed. You're literally lifting yourself up. Yo me levanto a las 7. Pero yo tomo el café. Whoops. Yo tomo el café y yo desayuno. I have coffee and I have breakfast. Those are not things I do to myself. Those are just regular verbs like we've been learning so far. Okay. Entonces, otra transición. Entonces, yo me cepillo los dientes. Y me ducho. Okay, we do not have to write every little thing we do during the day, as much as I would love it, and love to see how much Spanish you can do. That would be wonderful, but we're going to do at least like 6 different things that happen throughout your day. You're gonna try to notice if it's something that's a reflexive verb, like in your tiny cards, or if it's something that was just a regular verb we already knew. So for example, yo no voy a la escuela, or we learned in tiny cards, al colegio, which is another word for la escuela. Yo no voy al colegio. Yo tengo la escuela en casa. Oops, con mis niños. Yo tengo la escuela en casa. So finally, I would tell you what I do at night, por la noche. And now I can use that part, antes de acostarme. Yo miro la televisión y me acuesto. Miro la tele y me acuesto. Okay, so you are going to do the very best you can trying to write a paragraph. An alternative is you can read me the paragraph and you can videotape yourself. I saw some awesome videos. I loved them. A lot of you doing some great details. But I just want to see if you can practice. This would be like summing up what we've learned so far. So if you have any questions, again, feel free to message me, or we can set up FaceTime if you have some particular questions that you want some back and forth answers on. Buena suerte!